If you're like me the past few days, you probably clicked on this video because you don't know what to do. Perhaps you're overwhelmed by all the choices, or perhaps there's just too much going on and you don't want to get up and face it all. At least for me, because of a lack of a schedule and the looming days of summer break, I'm feeling the pressing need to productivize and monetize all of my time, constantly feeling like I'm not doing enough or making the most use out of my summer. Although I'm still just a person dealing with their own shit, I wanted to share a few successful strategies I've employed to calm my anxiety and overstimulation. Strangely, I often feel like I have too many things to do and nothing to do at the same time. I feel anxious often because I don't think I'm making the best use of my time. But there's this one quote that I often repeat in my head when this happens. Do the next necessary thing. Social media has accustomed us to jumping from task to task to task and consuming loads of information at once. But when you calm down and take a moment for yourself, you realize that you can literally only do one thing optimally at a time. This is the fantastic limitation that we live with. Simply cut out all the noise and focus on the next necessary thing. It's always better to make a decision, even if it isn't the most optimal one, than to vacillate in that weird realm of indecisiveness. To be honest, some of the worst anxiety I felt was not knowing what to do, not being able to make a choice for fear of the consequences, standing at the intersection rather than simply taking a road. But all that vanishes once I let myself commit to a single path. As well, I realized the most that I could do in any moment is just to be present. It's the best that I can do, honestly. In this moment and in any other moment, the fullest you can ever be, the most life you can ever have, is when you're present. I never thought of myself as someone who was impatient until I really paid attention to what I was doing. The realization dawned on me a week ago when I felt the need to finish the last 20% of a book just so I could put it on my 2024 Goodreads challenge. I thought to myself then that I was only reading this book because I wanted a tiny progress bar to tick forward. In fact, I realized that sometimes I only read books not because I enjoyed them, but because I wanted to finish them. I was impatient. I wanted to rush things, to get things done faster, and because I felt this anxious overwhelm, I was always trying to get more and more things done faster and faster in hopes that it would go away. Sometimes I'd check off everything I had to do on my to-do list and still feel this anxious energy, this nagging feeling that I wasn't doing enough, that things weren't getting done as quickly as I wanted them to get done. But then I asked myself, what was I even rushing towards? I always thought that patience was overrated and boring, but now I realize that it's one of the most underrated virtues. It takes patience to grow a YouTube channel, to grow a garden, to raise children, get your degree, write a book, paint a painting. Anything of value really takes patience and time. But with the world at our fingertips, with copious amounts of entertainment available, we'd rather rush through everything, check off everything, show off all the good stuff, speedrun parts of life just for the sake of getting it done. Achieving and doing more and more things without patience, without finding meaning in any process, won't give you the feeling of invulnerability that you're looking for. An oak tree will still take more than 20 years to mature. You will still take a few hours to finish a book. A pie still needs 30 minutes to be baked. Healthy, long-lasting weight loss will take a few years. We lose a lot of good things to impatience. The pie gets burned, the tree cut down, the weight loss journey becomes a crash diet. A lot of things can't be rushed, and a lot of things don't need to be rushed. And there's beauty in that. When you practice patience, when you learn to let things take the time they need, a lot of unnecessary anxiety goes away. There's different seasons in life where different things will take precedence. You can't always get everything done, and you can't rush through everything. Just do fun shit without overthinking it. I used to feel guilty doing the silly, fun things that I used to do as a kid because I felt like I needed to do something more productive. But then I realized these are some of the very moments that I live for. Meaningful, simple moments, fun memories shared with friends and family. In the end, even if I got everything I'd ever wanted, these will be the moments that I still ask for. So why trade these moments for anything else? Too often we pass up on simple fun because we feel guilty or feel like we have something better to do. Sometimes we even end up scrolling on social media instead because that doesn't require committing to any activity. But why should there be anything wrong with just having fun? When you're overridden with anxiety and overwhelm, you tend to forget the silly, fun, and weird shit that you can just do. Things don't always have to be so serious. So let loose a little and add a just for fun item to your to-do list. I'm outside right now and I just want to talk about one of the major things that has helped me so much in terms of managing my anxiety and my overstimulation, and that's honestly just staying off of social media, man. And the thing is, like, I don't even go on Instagram Reels or like I don't go on TikTok or any YouTube Shorts, whatever. But even just for me, just browsing YouTube, I kind of fall down these video rabbit holes and just watching stuff that I didn't even want to watch, honestly. It just kind of filled my brain with a lot of information, like too much information almost, and I didn't know, like I didn't realize it contributed a lot to this feeling of anxiety of like, oh, I'm not doing enough, all that stuff, just like all these negative thoughts. And after I stopped watching just random YouTube videos, like if I wanted to watch a video I would just search it up, but otherwise I just stopped watching random shit. It has honestly made me feel so much more at peace. Like I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like I don't need to do every single thing under the sun. I feel very satisfied with my life in a sense, and it's not like, oh, I'm just not gonna do anything for the rest of my life, but it's more like I'm good with what I have, like I can work with what I have, right? And I like just doing the simple things, and I just like enjoying my summer, feeling fulfilled with the things that you have, because sometimes social media always wants us to like get more and more and more stuff and try to do more and more and more things, but at the end of the day it still leaves you feeling very unsatisfied and very empty, and it gives you a lot of anxiety because you feel like you have to do even more things now. But that's never really the solution. The solution, honestly, for me, a lot of times, instead of consuming more stuff, is just to create more stuff and to work with what you have, because you honestly have a lot to work with, and just to be grateful for the things that you do have. So that is like one of the huge things that I highly recommend, is just to turn off social media, to get rid of all this excess noise, and to really see what you have around you and really connect with your physical surroundings, and not just be constantly like stimulated online and entertained. And you don't always have to be entertained, you can just be bored, honestly. And yeah, I'm honestly feeling better now these days that I've quit social media. I've let myself have fun, you know, and I've let myself just focus on one thing at a time. So I hope this video was helpful for some of you guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week.